There is nothing more satisfying than seeing an arrogant and disrespectful cop being held accountable by a lawful citizen. Today we will go through a series of cases where these officers were taken down a notch, starting with this private investigator who exposed the cop's wrongdoing.
I will be filing an internal affairs complaint against you. Not that your corrupt internal affairs will do anything about it. It's a thick blue line. I used to be part of it. I understand it.
Cops believe they have unlimited authority and can intimidate anyone they wish. Well, here are some times they got up against the wrong individual and ended up getting humiliated in no time. In September 2020, a private investigator was working a case near a residence when an officer pulled up and ordered him to step out of his car. The officer then demanded ID, unaware he was dealing with someone with a far better understanding of the law than he did.
And then you were relocated here. This is what was dispatched to me.
Okay,
and you're parked in front of somebody's house. This is not a normal place for people to be parked.
Okay.
And I am asking you to identify yourself.
Okay.
Okay, and you have to, by law, identify yourself. I need your ID, sir, to verify who you are.
I have to identify myself if you suspect me. Florida, is this a Terry stop? Am I being detained?
You are, right now. Yes, you are.
Under suspicion of what crime, sir?
Loitering and prowling.
Do you know what loitering is?
I do.
Under the statute, loitering?
Here's what's going to happen. You're going to give me your driver's license here in a minute, or you're going to go to jail for resisting.
Okay.
I'm being honest with you.
I'm going to give him a license, then I'm going to file an internal affairs complaint on you for violating my Fourth Amendment right.
The investigator was forced to hand over his ID under the threat of arrest, but the officer was about to realize he had messed with the wrong guy.
If you want to sit around and wait for a supervisor, we're more than happy to do that.
Well, you got no problem sitting here detaining me.
Do you want to sit around and wait for a supervisor?
I asked for a supervisor. I'd like for you to call a supervisor. I'm glad you got a smile on your face while you're violating my rights. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. I suggest you refresh yourself on the law and what reasonable suspicion is. You go ahead and smile now. I will be filing an internal affairs complaint against you. Not that your corrupt internal affairs will do anything about it. Apparently you boys in blue don't know how to break that line.
He wasn't about to let the officer violate his rights and walk away unchallenged. While waiting for the supervisor to arrive, he put the deputy in his place.
There's no public
Yeah, but you also know there's a state you have to have a reasonable cause to run my tag through David. That's why that state trooper, that's why the Florida Highway Patrol trooper got sued, right?
Okay, sir, listen. If I ran your emergency contact, looked at your emergency contact information,
just a minute.
that we're not allowed.
6429 with a valid.
You need to move your vehicle out from in front of her house.
Why?
So you need to move your vehicle out from your house.
So you're saying it's illegal for me to sit there?
Is there even a shoulder? You're parked in the grass. Is there even
It's
a
an
shoulder
easement,
there?
33 feet from the center line.
Okay, trailer.
Are you giving me a lawful
You're free to
command?
go. You can go. Or you can wait for the supervisor to come.
I'm going to wait for the supervisor.
Please do. Don't go back in your vehicle.
Why can't I go back in my vehicle?
Because I'm standing out here and I don't know what's in your vehicle.
So once again, once the supervisor leaves and you leaves, am I allowed to sit there and stay there? That's a simple yes or no question.
Why are you sitting here?
I am working.
Okay.
The officer clearly needed to revisit the Constitution, though it's doubtful he had ever read it. The investigator was now ready to expose the officer's ignorance.
You've came here, you've required me to show ID when I didn't have to. I'm sitting on the side of a road, I haven't broken a law, and you abused your authority. That gun and that badge doesn't give you abusive rights.
Can I just ask you a quick question?
Sure, go right ahead.
Do you have a house?
Do I have a house?
Do you live somewhere?
No, I live under a rock.
See, now, you're being sarcastic, and I'm just asking you honest questions. You're
What
getting
do
upset.
you
I'm not even
think?
saying so you live in a house. You got private property, right? So you, in your experience,
Yeah.
if somebody was parked right in front of your house like that vehicle is,
Yeah.
would that rouse your suspicion?
Perhaps, yeah.
Would you call law enforcement?
No.
You'd probably go out and handle it yourself.
Probably.
Would you arm yourself and go out there and do it?
May or may not.
Okay, well, not everyone has that courage, sir. They're not as brave as you. So that's when they call us, because this is who we swore our oath to, the citizens of Ohio
Okay.
The investigator made it clear officers swear an oath to protect, not violate people's rights, as the deputy had done in this case. Despite the deputy's attempts to laugh it off and provoke him, the investigator refused to let the situation de-escalate.
Do you think this is funny, Deputy?
No, I do not think
Let's
this is
make it
funny.
serious.
I don't think
Let's
this is
talk to
funny
each
at all.
other like two gentlemen, okay? You do understand the Fourth Amendment, right, Deputy? What does the Fourth Amendment guarantee?
I'm not
me?
going to say here. You're,
See, you don't
I'm
want
not
to
gonna
talk
say
about
have
something
this
you're going to
debate,
lose at.
but you keep shutting me down. I'm trying to explain to you what's
No,
going
you're
on.
not.
and
You're
not
avoiding it. I'm answering your questions, and you don't want to answer mine. Go
I'm trying
ahead.
to explain this very nicely to you, sir.
Suspicion.
I have, and that's all I need.
That-
reasonable suspicion that a crime is or about or has been committed.
Am I in bizarro world, or is this deputy not understanding the English language? Okay, listen to me once again. In order to require me to ID myself, see,
So
you don't want to
conversation's
listen.
Going in circles.
No, because you're not
You're standing
listening.
here for the supervisor. I don't particularly want to talk to you anymore. You're free to get in your car and leave.
No,
if you
see,
want to get in your
you're
car, you
not
can
listening.
leave, or you can wait for the supervisor.
The deputy clearly did not understand that mere suspicion is not enough to detain someone. Reasonable, articulable suspicion is required. The investigator then posed another question, and once again, the crooked cop had no answer.
You have no control or
Then
custody
leave.
over me.
You're not coming
I don't
near
get.
me.
You don't tell me what to do.
I'm telling you, you're not coming near me. You're going to.
I'm not coming near you. I'm looking to see what this deputy. Make sure you don't get a rifle and shoot me. You know, you cops aren't known for shooting people. You want to say suspicion. Suspicion is not a crime. Loitering, which is also contempt of cop, that standard's also not met, because under the Florida statute, you must give me a reason to articulate why I'm in the area I am. I explained to you that I'm an investigator and I'm working. I can tell by your body language, man. I'm a certified interrogator. I've been doing this job for 16 years. All right? Look at your body. Look at your body language.
You can't have a conversation. I
Really?
tried to have a conversation. with you.
What are we doing
And
now?
all you're doing is jumping up and down. You're
I'm
all
jumping up and
upset.
down.
You don't know anything. You're being insulting. You're being rude. But you want me to be nice to you. That's
I'm
how
not
you want
asking
this
you to be. I'm not
two-way,
asking you to be
right?
nice. You
Okay.
haven't been nice to me. You violated my Fourth Amendment. You're telling me what to do and what I can't do. You told me I can't stay there when I have every legal right to sit there. See, you think that's all okay. Because once again, you have that gun and that badge, and you think that gives you the right to tell people what to do when you have no legal authority to do so.
The deputy was clearly out of his depth, and continuing the conversation seemed pointless, so the investigator decided to wait in his car, but the deputy found yet another issue with that.
But I'm gonna just go wait up at my vehicle.
Yeah,
I
sir,
don't
listen to me. Do not go. I do not know what's in
I
your
didn't
vehicle.
say in. I did not say
You're
in.
gonna either wait here or you're gonna leave. You're not going in that near
I
that
said I'm
vehicle.
just gonna go stand
You're not
over there.
going near that vehicle. I do not know what's in that vehicle, and the way you're acting right now, I don't trust you. You're gonna either stand here, wait for the supervisor, or you're gonna tell me you're gonna leave, and then we're gonna get in our car and leave.
Am I being detained?
How would you like to? What did I just tell you? You can leave, but then we're leaving. That's the bottom line. If you're going back to the vehicle, we're gonna get
Go
out
ahead
of
and
here.
leave. I'll wait for the supervisor.
She's not coming up here by herself. I can tell you that right now. She's not, and I would not allow her.
I'm
to come
such
up
a
here by
scary
herself.
guy. Is it okay if I put my ID back in my wallet?
Absolutely.
Okay. I have no weapons on me.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna make any furtive
Absolutely.
movements. Make sure you don't pull your weapon and shoot. Okay.
Sir, you can put your ID back in your pocket.
All right. I appreciate that. All right. I'm gonna move now. Okay.
Okay.
It's crazy how these officers continue to violate people's rights under the guise of officer safety. Despite being armed and outnumbering the individual, they seem to be far too intimidated by him to back down.
Has this officer explained to you what's happened?
It's my understanding someone called in about your vehicle being parked on private property.
Okay.
All right. And then that you weren't happy with the way they were handling it. And so
Okay.
they called me.
May I ask you, is what I'm doing sitting here, is that a crime?
If this is private property, yes.
Okay. It's public easement, is it not?
Without looking at,
You know what public easement is,
I know what an
correct?
easement is,
Okay.
yes.
All right. Now, you're a sergeant, so I know you've been on the force for a while.
Correct.
I'm sure, although not semantically accurate with the law, you're probably accurate enough to know how far easement goes off the road. And the fact that someone pulled right off the shoulder is on public easement. I mean, if you would give me that much? Okay.
The sergeant arrived, and although she was much more ready to listen to what the investigator had to say, she wasn't going to side with the truth.
Where I draw the issue is when this deputy over here demanded under the threat of arrest for me to ID myself, when I clearly articulated to this deputy, by the U.S. Constitution, I'm guaranteed a Fourth Amendment right. Not only that, under Florida statute and Florida Constitution, under Florida statute, he must either have RAS or PC that I've either committed a crime or about to commit a crime.
I'm going to stand over here if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So when we make contact with someone, that's the first thing we do is identify them so we know who we're out with.
That's your
okay?
policy. I agree with that. But again, I'm talking about the law when he has a right to demand under the color of authority code, U.S. Code 18, Section 242, which is deprivation of rights under the color of law. When you all put that badge on and take an oath, you become what's under the color of law. You have authority given to you. And he must meet certain requirements in order to use that authority under the color of law.
It turned out the supervisor wasn't any better, and things quickly went from bad to worse for the investigator. investigator.
And actually, under the law, if I'm not allowed to tell law enforcement, I can get in trouble with the law if I tell you who I'm working.
I don't.
Statute
Well-
493.
Well, I know in the past when we
What?
have a.
I never asked you.
I'm sorry.
I never asked you who you're working.
Okay, would you like me to stop the
All right,
video?
hold on.
You want to stand fast
Hey,
on that, deputy?
Listen, I'm standing here to help. Okay, just.
Yeah, but he just told a lie.
Okay, well, I know in the past when people are working as a private investigator, they will call our communications
yes.
to let them know I'm out here at this address, so we don't get calls like this, right? So
and
we
the-
could have avoided this whole
Well, no,
situation.
that's not necessarily true, and you are correct. That's something we normally do. It is a courtesy. It's not a requirement.
Right.
Nothing's going to come of it. All right. I've been doing my activism for years, and you know, it's not a thin blue line. It's a thick line. I used to be part of it. I understand it. I don't agree with it, but I understand it. But I have an issue. I want this gentleman count. I explained to him, it's not that I don't want to give you my ID, but because I'm an activist, I stand firm on my constitutional rights. I explained to him about the Fourth Amendment, and I explained he doesn't have a legal right to demand my ID.
We're here for a call. We're here for a purpose. It's not like this was a self-initiated call. We got a call from a citizen. We have a legal right to be here.
Yes.
The sergeant seemed completely clueless, and despite being educated by the citizen, she continued to side with her corrupt deputy.
For a Terry stop, okay?
This isn't a Terry stop.
Exactly. It wasn't a traffic, and I'm not required to produce ID. This is not a stop and ID state. In the state of Florida, under statute, in order for me to be required to ID myself, you must either suspect me of committing a crime or about to commit a crime, and you must either have PC of that or RAS. He kept on saying his reasonable suspicion was just suspicion. That's what he thinks his standard is for me to be required to ID. And I asked him, sir, suspicion of what crime?
Yes, I would like to, at this point, move on, though, and try to get this resolved. I'm sure you obviously have a job to do, right?
Yeah,
You're on.
But how's it going to be resolved? I would like acknowledgement, and if you don't feel comfortable, I'd like for you to say so for the record.
Oh, you're not being detained, but anytime, like on a traffic stop, when we approach a vehicle, if someone needs to get something out of their vehicle, we walk
Yeah,
with
but
them
it's over
for-
with. He was done with me. He said I couldn't get back in my vehicle until he left. He doesn't have any right to control me
Okay.
like that.
All right, like I said, you're here on a job, and I know you said you won't tell us who you work for or whatever. Is there any way that we can confirm that you're here doing a private investigate? Or
I gave my
you're-
investigator's license.
Oh, you did? Okay, I'm
Yes,
sorry.
ma'am.
It is incredibly difficult to get a police officer to admit wrongdoing. The investigator kept voicing his concerns, but the corrupt sergeant remained stubborn, continuing to flex her authority.
Oh, it's no sense in
Right, like I said, I want to
everything.
move forward at this point and try to
Yeah.
resolve it. Obviously, like I said, they were here on a call. She's, a mom, young kids. She's saying, I guess there's a bus
I
stop
have
right
no
down here.
problem with none of that.
So when they show up and make contact with you, they have a right to ask for your identification.
Ask. They have a right to ask. He does not have a right to threaten me with arrest, which he did.
Well, honestly, right when they show up on a call and they ask for your ID and you refuse to give it to them when they're here for a lawful reason, that could be considered resisting without. That is an arrestable offense.
I know the subsection for resisting without violence. It's not. I have 2 cases going to the Florida Supreme Court.
Okay.
One of them is over this very same matter, which I'm about to sue the state for $5 million. All right, so I think I'm pretty well versed on what I'm doing.
The female supervisor was clearly no match for this fierce citizen, who soon realized he wouldn't get anything out of this.
The U.S. Constitution and being a servant to the citizens, I expect you to uphold the law because you guys take every opportunity to say that I'm enforcing the law. But when I see officers break the law, they're not so quick to stand fast on it. And that's what that deputy has done. He has broken the law by violating my constitutional rights. And I know that's maybe all, we can just brush that aside. That's no big deal. We're doing what we're supposed to do. I'm asking you to really look deep into it, what I'm saying. We're losing our way in this country, deputy. I'd like you to research the law. And if you verify what I said is true, I want him counseled. I will be doing a PRR on his video and audio, and I will be filing an internal affairs complaint because I believe I'm steadying my claim. Thank you for your time, ma'am.
Have a good day.
Is it okay for me to go to my vehicle? Okay.
This guy was 100% grounded in the law, standing up for his rights and what he believed was the truth. This is how every citizen should handle their interactions with the police. He continued to file a complaint against the deputy, and it is highly likely he will also pursue a lawsuit against the deputy and the city. While this cop messed with the wrong person, this next tyrant made an even bigger mistake.
Get out of the car. Get out of the goddamn car before you get tased.
What, sir?
Put this motherfucker in park.
In May 2023, Deputy Creech of the Galveston County Sheriff's Office flagged down Mr. Sanyal, who was approaching a roadblock in the middle of the road. While it seemed like a normal stop at first, things were about to escalate quickly.
Watch out, Haley.
Yeah.
All right. Just bring it out here to where this wreck is. All right. Just I'll call you back. Well, yeah, there's a police car right in the middle of the road.
What's going on?
And you're all some of me. Where's your driver's license?
My driver's license is in my wallet, but I'm trying to get home. Right here. What's going on? Why is the road blocked?
Okay, do you see lights and police cars at the roadblock and you think you're going to drive through it?
I'm going normal speed, but what's going on?
Normal speed, there's a car in the lane of traffic.
I know, why is there a car in the lane of traffic?
Mr. Sanyal was confused by the situation and calmly asked the deputy about what was happening. However, the deputy misinterpreted his questions and, instead of providing clarity, took actions that escalated the situation in an unexpected and troubling direction.
Is that your concern?
Absolutely. It's obviously on the opposite.
You ready to go to jail?
Sir, please,
Sir, please what? How about you come stand in the middle of the road and let a car come hauling at you?
I'm going at like 40 miles an hour, man.
Get out.
Park police lights.
Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
Sir.
Get out of the car.
Get out.
Can I ask you what's going on? Hey.
Get out of the car.
I'm recording all that.
Get out of the car.
Dude, please, I'm putting my wallet in my pocket.
Get out of the car. Get out of the goddamn car before you get tased.
What, sir?
Put this motherfucker in park.
Man.
Probably one of the worst police interactions you'd ever see. Deputy Creech is definitely one of the worst pigs to ever wear this uniform. And surprisingly, this gets even worse.
I have been going the speed limit. Ow! Get your hands behind your back. Hands behind your back.
Can you explain to me what's going on?
You're going to jail.
Without any warning, the deputy tases Mr. Sanyal, and to make matters worse, he cuts off his body camera. Later, he threw the individual on the pavement, smashing his face into the gravel as he placed his entire body weight on him.
Like to request the 23 days.
You can request it. Request the claim.
Uber driver. Yeah, no one ran us over.
The deputy attempts to mock him by claiming him to be an Uber driver, and also says that he almost ran the cops over when clearly he slowed down in time. Keep watching as the deputy continues to lie.
Okay, my girl.
Nope, keep falling. You used the Uber driver that tried to run us over.
Next, this sheriff tried to intimidate an auditor, but had no clue he would make a joke out of himself.
Reporting the law enforcement officer, of course, of our duty.
Hello, sir.
Hey guys, how are you doing?
How are you?
Do you mind if I get your names and badge numbers?
Officer Goldberg, 4682. Okay.
And your name?
Officer Bustingham, 4624.
Thank you.
At this time, you are being arrested. Okay, you're trespass banned from this location. So please put your hands behind your back. Okay.
How am I trespass banned?
There's multiple reports about you. Okay, please put your hands behind your back.
How am I? I'm not going to resist you. I'm not resisting in any way.
That's fine.
I'm not.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
not going to resist in any way.
Thank you, sir.
I'm not resisting you. When was I trespass banned?
In no time, the corrupt cops went over to arrest him, claiming that he was trespassed from the property. Sean kept recording them from his glasses, exposing these pigs.
I have nothing that can hurt you.
Thank you so much.
Maybe the camera.
Oh, yeah, I get that.
Check and verify 302.
I just want to make it really clear that this is an unlawful arrest. I never knew I was trespassed from here, and you have to give me the notice that I was trespassed from here before you can arrest me for it. But do what you need to do. I'm sure it doesn't say it anywhere.
Title 22, subtitle A, chapter part 29. Okay, that's why you're being arrested. And these are the two reports.
Title 22, what is that?
Title 22, it's for the video reporting inside that building and not being allowed to.
Sean was illegally arrested for filming inside a public building. Clearly, these pigs have no clue about the Constitution, and Sean has a chance to file another lawsuit against them.
Were you aware that your police commissioner was arrested for police brutality, official misconduct, and perjury? Were you aware of that?
No.
You weren't? Yeah, he was. Doesn't seem like the nicest guy. Tell Ryder I said hi. It's getting hot in here.
Yeah, no
the door
problem.
closed.
Sorry about that. My supervisor's just coming right now to talk to you, okay?
Oh, okay, yeah, no problem.
Just to make sure everything looks the way it's supposed to, and then...
Yeah, I don't think it does.
Okay. I know you don't, because,
I don't think it does.
Okay, no problem.
Doesn't sound like a law that I could be arrested under, but we'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I think you guys were supposed to tell me to leave first and then arrest me when I wasn't left. That's what I'm thinking is supposed to happen.
I understand.
The supervisor arrived and seemed afraid of him despite knowing Sean was handcuffed. He kept warning his partners about Sean's recording as if it were a crime.
Well, we'll wait till you take him out. Okay. Is his cameras and everything off or what?
Close his phone. We should turn off his phone. I don't know.
Turn it off if you can.
Marth told me that he was live streaming it.
Well, does he have? What does he have? Glasses or anything on? Does he have glasses?
He's got glasses.
Maybe the glasses. Maybe there's video up on his glasses or something. Take a good look. All right. So if that's the case, you'll take his glasses off and then you can turn. Well, however you have to do it. Okay. But and make sure he's not. Did he have anything else on his body taping?
He's got nothing else. He's just got a t-shirt on.
All right, so maybe, I don't know about these glasses. I'm not tech savvy. So just check the stuff. You and Craig will take them in. I'm going to stay here with these guys. We'll get this ball rolling. No problems, right? Everything good?
Ultimately, Sean was taken to the detention center where he was booked and locked up.
Yeah, we'll do a complete search when we get everything set up.
235 Jeff.
The height of police corruption was caught on their body cam during Sean's booking. The sergeant who had arrived earlier physically harassed and threatened another auditor trying to film him.
Hi, how are you? You can put it down. Put it down.
What are you touching?
Put it down.
Why are you touching?
You can tape it.
Why are you touching?
Put it down.
You came to me.
Don't put it in my face.
You came to me.
Put your hands down.
Don't
Put your
come
hands
to me.
down. Walk.
You came to
I'm
me.
in the middle of something.
I'm walking.
You walk that.
I'm walking.
Walk.
You don't fucking put your fucking hands on me.
You don't put that in my face.
I didn't put it in your face. I was walking.
Don't put it in my face. Put it down.
Again, you're grabbing.
Keep it down.
Don't fucking grab.
Keep it down. Keep your camera down. Not in my face. I don't know what you're going to... That's fine. That's good. You could do that.
Do this too.
Okay.
Fuck you.
Okay. So, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go inside.
Okay.
My name is Sergeant Muchow.
And what's your... It's 692?
Yes.
You got a problem with your fucking hand? Huh? You got a problem with your fucking hand?
Sir!
No, I don't.
That's
got
enough.
enough.
That's
No,
enough.
let him talk. Let him talk. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It is unclear why these cops have an issue with being recorded when it is neither illegal nor unlawful. Shortly after, the officers muted their body cams and conspired against Sean. He was later released and plans to file a lawsuit against the officers and the city. Moving on, these corrupt cops had to make up fake laws to arrest this auditor.
Now you guys see I got one hand on my camera.
1,
Whoa.
2,
Don't shoot me.
You're under arrest.
Whoa.
In July 2016, First Amendment Auditor Deontay Valentine was filming the public parking lot of the South Carolina Police Department when an officer came over and confronted him.
What's your name and badge number?
I'm Corporal Shradd at the Greer Police Department. How are you?
I'm alright.
Okay. Is there any reason why you're videotaping? Just curious. You're not in any kind of trouble. There's nothing here other than we got called and told that you were walking around the parking lot. So, any particular reason for it? No, you're not going to answer. So we're just going to have to stare off because I'm recording you and you're recording me. Is that what we're going to do? Do you have your ID on you?
Have I done anything wrong?
Well, you're recording suspicious activity, which puts this into a category of suspicious activity, which means that Terry versus Ohio, I can detain you until I can determine or deny that there's criminal activity.
Terry v. Ohio says suspicious activity is not enough for reasonable cause for ID.
There's already a call on it, so yes.
So suspicious activity, is that a felony or misdemeanor?
That's a misdemeanor.
No, it's not.
The auditor rightfully decided to be quiet for the first half, letting the cop speak what he wanted to. Imagine the level of this officer who doesn't even know suspicion alone is not reasonable articulable suspicion to detain somebody.
I can't believe you just sat here and lied.
Go ahead and give me your ID.
Can you call your supervisor to the scene?
I am a supervisor.
I need another one.
Okay.
I need a lieutenant or somebody else.
Okay.
Actually, I'll go and do this type of thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
so.
just curious.
I mean,
hey. Criminal activity, there's nothing to worry about.
So why are you asking for my ID then?
Because you're not answering me. And when you're not answering me, how do I know you're not filming this parking lot to come shoot it up?
It's called the Fifth Amendment, right?
So I can check on that if it's suspicious. And part of that checking is to identify you. So if I get
it's suspicious, a felony or a misdemeanor.
Hey, sir. Again.
To make matters worse, another supervisor arrived on the scene and displayed even less understanding than the first officer.
Name, badge number?
Sergeant Forrester, 301.
All right, how you doing?
Good. How can I help you?
Well, he contacted me. He wanted my ID for no reason, so I need a supervisor to let him know that, you know, without any crime being committed, I don't have to present my ID.
Well, he actually got a call on you.
Well, what crime have I committed?
Well, anytime somebody calls in and reports suspicious activity,
It's suspicious of felony or misdemeanor.
it's neither one. But he asked.
Okay, thank you. So he said it was a misdemeanor. So now we have a conflict on which one it is.
We don't have a conflict at all. We have a conflict with
hold on,
you're acting,
whoa.
It seemed as if the officer started to gang up on the poor guy, as one took him by surprise and escalated this simple situation.
Taping our parking lot in today's day and age, that's fine. That's fine. You ain't got to whoa nothing.
What's your name and badge number?
My badge number is 201. It's Lieutenant Holcomb. Holcombe. Now,
let me have an ID. This is the intimidation factor right here.
Have an ID, please.
What crime have I committed? What crime have I committed?
An ID.
What crime have I committed?
An ID. You're gonna be failure to listen to a law enforcement officer ask you for an ID.
What crime have I committed?
An ID?
What crime have I committed?
Have you got an ID?
What crime have I committed?
Videotaping our parking lot and walking around the police
Is that a crime?
Yes, sir. Right now, in
It
the
is.
day and age that we're dealing with, yes, sir, it is a crime.
Wonder what this sergeant was talking about, as filming a public parking lot doesn't warrant a stop, let alone an arrest. However, just as the auditor tried to tackle him with words, this pig did the unthinkable.
What crime have I committed today?
Anytime there's a suspicious person.
Is that a felony or a misdemeanor?
It's a, let me see your ID. You got the count of 3 or you're going to jail.
Now you gotta see, I got one hand on my camera.
1, 2,
don't shoot
3.
me.
You're under arrest.
Whoa.
Now under arrest. Guess what? That's not a right. That's a right to stay in jail. That's a right to stay in jail, because if we don't have an ID and name and everything, then you stay in jail until we figure out who you are. So you can tell us who you are, or you can stay in jail until we figure it out. You were interfering with the police.
What crime have I committed?
Interfering with the police. Yes, you were.
You guys just came to approach me.
Yes, sir. And I asked you for an ID.
And what crime have I committed?
Interfering with the police.
What crime?
Interfering with the police.
What crime? For you suspended for
Listen to me, because I know you're not deaf.
I don't gotta listen to you.
Interfering with the police. Yes, you were.
I was not.
Pretty shocking, to say the least. The poor auditor was in handcuffs, and the cops proceeded to take him to the police station. The camera was still on, and we could hear these cops in the background.
Right here.
There you go.
Like I heard you say something.
What I'll do too is, because I don't know what's on the cell phone or what you're recording. I think that cell phone should cover that.
That may be a good idea.
He knows what he's doing.
That's a good idea. Get a talk with the detective so you get social on there to download everything on it.
I'm sorry? I've got your phone.
Valentine was taken to the police station where he was booked but soon released. The video was soon released on the internet, and the public started talking about the corrupt practices in the police department. As a result, the police chief ended up resigning just a couple of months later. Next up, here is an idiot cop who soon got some quick karma after messing with the wrong auditor.
Sorry, no, you're trespassing right now. That's why I'm asking you what you're doing.
Trespassing on public property that I pay for?
Yes.
Can I have your name and badge number, please?
Yes.
very Dave was walking past the South Padre Island Police Department's parking lot when he started recording the facility. That is when one of the Tyrants came over and did something truly bizarre.
This morning she was itching all over.
Yes, sir. Sir. Sir, can we help you? How can I help you, sir?
You can go back to work. That's what I pay you to do, isn't it?
What's that?
Go back to work.
I'm sorry, no, you're trespassing right now. That's why I'm asking you what you're doing.
Trespassing on
Yes.
public property that I pay for?
Yes.
Can I have your name and badge number, please?
Yes. You can also take this.
Officer David Laird was the aggressor who put the auditor in handcuffs without even talking with him. At this point, these pigs have just completely lost it.
Can I have your name and badge number, please?
Yes, you can.
Before we find out who you are.
Okay. So what is it you're doing back here?
Hey guys.
Your phone is perfectly fine.
Hey
and
guys,
it's on still. See that?
go ahead and call
Step over here.
Please.
We're talking to you. So step over here and tell us what you're doing back here. This is private property, and that's why we're asking you.
How can a police department be private property?
You have an ID with you.
How can a police department be
You have an
private
ID
property?
with you, sir.
Ma'am, did you turn my phone off?
You got a...
That's a violation of my First Amendment.
The auditor's Fourth Amendment and First Amendment rights had been violated, and things were about to worsen.
What's your full name and
a
date of birth?
supervisor?
What's your full name and date of birth?
Can I please talk to a supervisor?
What's your full name and date of birth?
You guys are working on getting a lawsuit. Can you
So
please?
listen, you're fixing to be arrested for failure to ID if you don't identify yourself.
That's a secondary charge. What's the
Do
primary
you understand?
charge? What's the primary
Do you
charge?
understand?
What's the primary charge, sir?
What is your name and date of birth?
Sir, what's the primary charge?
You are being detained right
I'm not
now.
going to answer anything. If I'm detained, then I don't have to talk to you. I like my lawyer, please.
Thank you.
And if I'm not detained, I'm free to go.
What is your name and date of birth then?
I like my attorney.
Pat him down, make sure he doesn't have any weapons on him.
Seeing the situation escalate, a supervisor came out and got the incident report from Laird. In a matter of seconds, he was about to take the idiot cop to the cleaners.
He's back here walking by the units recording.
He's just recording.
Yeah. So he's just detained right now. I'll cut him loose, I don't mind, but...
First Amendment right, sir?
Huh?
Yeah, he's one of those.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
No sign restricting me from coming back here, sir. Excuse me, sir. You the supervisor?
So,
You guys gonna let me go now?
yeah, we'll let you go. Let's take him and walk him over there.
Can you please make sure my phone is still on? If you turn off my phone, I'll be filing a lawsuit against you for violating my First Amendment rights. That phone
Let's
is
take him
my
over.
record.
Cuffs off.
Can you please get my phone first? I want my phone to record this.
What do you need?
That is my
I said
official
let's
record.
walk
You
him
cannot
over.
interfere with my First Amendment right. Please bring my phone back. Ma'am? Please record them taking my handcuffs off.
They're gonna take you off the handcuffs.
You gonna calm the fuck down next time?
Oh, I'm very calm. I'm always calm.
You ran up and grabbed me, threw handcuffs on me.
Dave's anger was justified. After being humiliated by his sergeant, Officer Laird now had to face Dave's wrath.
For First Amendment,
I don't know what you're back here for.
You just got yourself in a world of shit.
Go ahead.
You don't need to know what I'm back here for.
Yeah.
What did I do, sir? What was your reasonable, articulable suspicion that I had committed a crime, was about to commit a crime, or had just committed a crime?
You're standing
What was
around
it?
walking back here recording us in our unit.
Oh, so that's against the law? Recording you is against the law. Did you hear that, guys? This was Officer... Sorry, what's your name and badge number?
David Laird.
Sorry?
David Laird.
Good, I'm going to get to know it very well.
Okay.
You'll be listed in the lawsuit.
You have that card for that other one?
Soon after this mess, the officers started to get inside the building, hanging their heads in shame. But Dave wasn't going to let the matter slide so easily.
They're already starting to cover up. I need everyone's badge. I need no, if I'm free to go, I'm free to stay. I need your name and badge number, sir. I need your name and badge number. I need your name and badge number. I need the sergeant out here. I need the lieutenant out here. Or I need the chief of police out here. You guys are not just going to walk away from this. I'm sorry. That officer fucked up big time. Where is he? Where's he or she? Sir, you look like a sergeant. Can you please come over here and talk to me? They're running away, guys, like a bunch of scared rats. Because they know they just stepped in it big time. Now they're just completely ignoring me. You guys are going to pay a lot for this. The city of South Padre Island is going to have to pay for this. Who's coming out to talk to me? They're all trying to ignore me, you guys. They're all trying to ignore me. They know they just stepped in it big time. Who's coming out to talk to me, sir? Who's coming out to talk to me?
I don't know, man. I just got here.
Okay, well, you just got here. Now you're in it too. Name and badge number. You should have stopped that officer. I warned him. I warned him that he was fucking up. Okay, guys, there it is. South Padre Island police. They're all scattered like a bunch of scared rats because they know that they stepped in it big time. I was grabbed. I was roughed up. Okay? And,
None of the officers even dared to step out and have a conversation with the auditor. Dave stood by his word and proceeded to file a civil rights lawsuit against these tyrants and the city. It is still in progress, and we hope that he gets the compensation that he deserves. If you think this cop got the perfect humbling, you won't believe what happened to this next tyrant.
All I'm doing is asking for a form of identification so we can identify who he is. He's refusing.
Go to your first sergeant. Not a problem. Not a problem.
A First Amendment auditor was filming on the public sidewalk near the police station when officers, including Officer Fougere, approached and began to intimidate him.
If you want my name, I'll give you everything. Who are you?
I don't need to provide that.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
If I'm asking you who you are and why you're videotaping our facility, you have to provide me with some kind of identification. So do you have any identification?
To require identification under the law, you need to be able to articulate a crime that I'm about to commit or I have committed.
Okay. You're going around, you're videotaping our state police facility for no apparent reason, and if I'm asking you who you are, you have to provide me with identification.
I don't have to, no.
It's just like anything else.
No, it's not.
Yes, you do.
I don't.
Yes, you do.
In fact, your public information officer already has dealt with this here, and so has a few other officers, so...
I don't care who's dealt with it. I'm asking you for identification because I want to know who you are right now. Well, and I want to know what your reason is for videotaping our facility.
Well, first of all, Supreme Court has covered that filming out in public is perfectly legal.
I don't care what the
And that is not a suspicion of crime, so therefore you have no suspicion of crime.
Listen, you can cite whatever you want.
Right.
Why are you videotaping? That's what I'm asking right now.
I don't have to answer that.
The officer was a straight-up bully who had no clue about the law that he swore to protect. However, his sergeant appeared on the other side of the fence, and that is when he got the shock of his life.
Well, I want to see a form of identification, identifying who you are, why you're outside my facility right now videotaping us.
I don't have to provide that either.
Why not? Why do you feel that you do not have to perform any form of
Because that's the law.
No, it's not. If
Yes,
you're
it
out
is.
here and I want to know why you're videotaping our facility and you have to provide me some form of identification, you just can't come and walk away anytime you want and just come up with your things and fly them over our lot. I want to know who you are and why you're videotaping this right now.
You probably want to get a supervisor or somebody higher up.
Sure, here's my sergeant. He's coming out right now.
Well, and he'll tell you.
Okay, no problem. Hey, Len. He was flying the drone out in front, videotaping. All I'm doing is asking for a form of identification so we can identify who he is. He's refusing.
Go to your first sergeant. Not a problem. Not a problem.
He can videotape as much as he wants. We don't have to get any form of identification.
He can videotape. Not a problem.
All right.
Okay.
So you were wrong?
Huh?
You were wrong?
According to my sergeant, yes, I was.
So you learned something today. That's good.
Okay, don't worry about it. I'll put you off. Have a good day.
The corrupt officer was humiliated, and he didn't even try to look back as he held his head in his hands and shamelessly walked past into his car.
You hear me?
I can hear you.
Sorry for the inconvenience. Right now with the drones, there's a lot of this. I said sorry for the inconvenience. Right now with the drones, there's a lot of, I guess you could say, I wouldn't say misinformation, but it's an area that we're not used to dealing with. All right?
Well, that's apparent. I've dealt with your troopers already on this.
Yeah, I'm sure you have it. Not a problem. That's why he came out here. I saw that he was talking to you, so.
You probably should educate them a little bit more on it. It's going to be a more...
It's kind of an area that's new to everybody, and until they have legislation on it.
Which there is none.
Right. So sorry for the inconvenience, okay?
Alrighty, have a good one.
Moving on, this group of cops got the most severe verbal beating you'll ever see.
You've got much better things to do than fuck with me. I quit a department because I ratted out the crook cops that worked with me.
Okay? I'm sick of it. The corruption is everywhere. Every single cop in this nation is a liar. All right?
Cops think that they can ridicule anyone and own innocent individuals with their power. However, today we'll be going through these cases where citizens serve some quick karma to these corrupt cops and own them. Make sure to stick till the end, as the actions of the last cop will leave you in shock. On June 5th, 2015, a private investigator conducting mobile surveillance for a domestic case found himself in trouble when the subject contacted the police. Shortly after, an officer pulled him over and attempted to intimidate him.
She didn't take. Oh shit, I'm getting pulled over. All right.
How are you doing? What's going on with you following me? Are you an investigator of some sort?
Can I ask why you pulled me over, sir?
I pulled you over because a young lady came over there and said you've been following her since she left the airport yesterday. So I want to know who you are.
Have I committed a crime?
No, but I'm conducting an investigation. Have you been following that young lady? I mean, if you're an investigator, investigate away. But if you're somebody harassing her or stalking her, that's against the law. Me pulling you over to find out who you are is me doing my job.
The officer tried to bully him straight away, having no clue that he was up against someone who knew the law much better than him.
You mind getting that light out of my eyes?
Sir, it's nighttime. I don't know you from Adam's house cat. I don't know if you have weapons in here.
Just keep both my hands right here.
Well, I don't know if you have weapons in here, man. So I'm gonna keep my flashlight. I don't have it in your face. That would be in your face. I have it down. I'm trying to show you that respect. I'm illuminating the vehicle for my safety. Do you have your driver's license, registration, and proof of insurance on you?
Have you pulled me for a traffic violation, sir?
No, sir. I've already explained that to you. Now, you can play the back and forth rigmarole all you want to. I've explained to you why I pulled you over.
Okay, and you didn't have PC. I'm not suspected of committing a crime.
The probable cause is that you've been following this young lady, and she...
Do you know that, sir? Did you see that? Did you see that, deputy?
You came back by. Why'd you come back by?
I don't have to answer questions.
Okay, you don't have to answer questions. Okay? You do have to identify yourself.
Sir, if you suspect me of committing a crime or about to commit a crime, I have to identify myself. You have no probable cause to pull me for a traffic violation. I asked you why you pulled me.
Because the young lady said that you've been following her since yesterday.
So you believe everything everyone says to you?
The confrontation was about to get even more intense, as the investigator made sure to teach some law to the corrupt cop.
Will you conduct right away, sir? At this point in time, I elect to not say anything. I elect to speak to my, say anything without having my attorney present. That would be Eric Friday.
Cool.
Yeah, there's no good side on the cop's face.
Well, you're one of those people.
Yeah, one of those people. Yeah, and you're one of those people, right? Gun and badge for an extra rice, right?
No, it doesn't grant me an extra rice.
Yeah. How about you do your job and honor your oath?
Telling me that somebody's been following her since yesterday? Yeah, I'm investigating.
Yeah, and you just take everything everyone comes up to you. Okay, I just said someone pull a gun on me. You gonna go investigate that?
I sure would. Who pulled a gun on you?
Yeah.
Someone pull a gun on you?
I don't answer questions, deputy.
You don't answer questions. You just stalk young ladies. Just stand by them.
Shortly after, the officer did something strange. He left the traffic stop but continued to detain the investigator. However, more officers soon arrived and it was their turn to receive a humbling lesson from this incredible investigator.
Well, the guy that pulled me's leaving. The guy that pulled me over is leaving. Am I free to go?
No, sir, not yet.
What am I being detained for, sir?
When I get around to get my car where it needs to be, I'll explain to you.
I'd like to know, let me speak for a moment, sir. No disrespect. I would like for you to articulate what crime you suspect me of committing or what crime you suspect me of about to commit.
No, we just have a reasonable suspicion to figure out what's going on here.
No, sir. So you don't get to detain me to figure out if I've committed a crime, sir. The law and the statute states, in order for you to detain me, you must have reasonable, articulable suspicion that either I have committed.
Yeah, we have probable cause.
What is your probable cause?
We got a complaint that we got that's the red.
That's not probable cause, sir. What crime do you suspect me of committing?
The cops clearly have no clue about reasonable, articulable suspicion. A call from anybody doesn't warrant a traffic stop, and the cops were about to find out why.
Were you anywhere near this?
I don't answer questions.
Do you know who she is?
I do not answer questions.
She has no idea.
If you're going to articulate that you suspect me of committing a crime and have reasonable suspicion of that.
If you don't agree with it, if you don't agree with our probable cause.
Your name and badge number, sir?
Sir, what's your name?
Your name and badge number, sir? But all you're being recorded. I've got 4 cameras in this truck. You're required by policy to issue your name and badge number. I'm going to ask you what. I'm speaking to this gentleman right now. I'll get your name and badge number in a minute. Your name and badge number. What's your name?
I just told you.
I didn't hear it because I'm sitting there speaking to this gentleman.
So you can pick it up later.
So I'm going to ask you once again. If you want to be a smartass about it, I'll file an internal affairs case on you.
I gave you once already.
I didn't hear it. I'm asking you once again. So to extend some professional courtesy and treat me with the respect I deserve.
I did.
What is your name and badge number?
Well, here's the thing, sir. I gave you mine. 70051.
Thank you.
One of these senior deputies quickly realized this wasn't the kind of guy they could easily intimidate. He tried to reason with the investigator once again, but had no idea how wrong he was.
Don't know what's transpired. We don't know anything about it. Your car meets what we were told, and that's why we're questioning you.
Okay.
And that's very simple. All we need to do is just ask you your name and the car and where have you been.
May I ask how my name is going to establish whether I've harassed someone or not?
You ask for our name. It would be nice to have your name as well.
It would be, but see, I don't...
And you don't have to give it
I appreciate
now
you saying that, sir.
All right, you don't have to give it now. We're not saying you're guilty of anything. We didn't say that.
Then you are illegally detaining me. I asked the last deputy that left what was his reason for stopping me. He didn't stop me for trafficking. Let me calm down. I shouldn't be yelling at you.
Thank you.
I shouldn't be doing that.
I'm not yelling at you.
This deputy that stopped me, sir, did not articulate he was stopping me for a traffic violation. Then I asked him what his probable cause was, or what crime he suspected me of committing, or what reasonable crime, or reasonable suspicion.
The case is, as I stated, is that we had a description of a vehicle. Your vehicle matched that, and we're just here to determine, no, you're not the one, or yes, you are the one.
This was one of the best police interactions you will ever see. So make sure to keep watching to see just how frustrated the cops get.
But see, sir, as a law enforcement officer, I realize how LEOs twist people's words. Let me finish speaking, okay?
Yes, please do.
They twist people's words. Any attorney, and all you 3 gentlemen will know, you don't ever speak to the cops. You don't ever talk to cops. Never. You never talk to cops unless you're legally obligated to. Nothing good can come from that. I'm very well of my rights, very well aware of my rights. Now, I understand you're doing no fault with that. You are doing your job.
Okay.
And the mere fact that I'm exercising my legal rights does not make me uncooperative. Okay? Now, the fact that someone called you and said they're harassing doesn't give you the general order just to stop people.
No, that wasn't the reason why.
As the investigator dug deeper into the crime he was being illegally detained for, he continued making a fool out of the officers, who knew deep down that they had picked the wrong guy.
But how do you define harassing? Someone just called says they were harassing. Did you ask her what they did? Did you ask the person?
She said a red truck, pickup truck was following her.
Is that a crime?
We haven't determined that. We just want to make sure.
Do you see where I'm going with this, sir? I mean, I understand. You guys are doing your job, but do you see how this goes? I'm aware of my rights. You do not have, or excuse me, you have the right to ask me whatever question you want.
You're really enjoying this.
I'm not enjoying anything. I've articulated to you that you are illegally detaining me. And because you choose to abuse your authority and not recognize that what I'm saying is a fact, you are illegally violating my rights.
To find out if you are the one or not the one that was violating this other woman's rights.
But I've made it clear, sir, I'm not going to answer questions. I've made it clear I'm not. You don't get to. Yes, sir. The fact that I'm exercising my rights does not mean I'm not cooperating, sir.
Yes, it does.
It does not. It absolutely does not.
It is refreshing to see someone who knows their rights as the investigator continues to educate the officers on the law and the Constitution. This video is a perfect example of how to handle an officer during an illegal traffic stop.
I'm not saying I am this person, I'm not saying I am not this person, but what you fail to realize is I do not have to speak to you, sir. And that does not give you the right to detain me until you get some information to charge me with a crime. You don't get to search and search until I say something or you twist something I say to use it against me. You gentlemen have a dangerous job. There is 19 unsolved murders in this city. Okay? You've got much better things to do to fuck with me. Okay? I'm not a threat to anyone. What? Sir, there's 5 cops here.
The gentleman that pulled me, and if he had any reasonable articulable suspicion, is no longer here. I'm assuming, I don't know where he is or where he's gone. You three gentlemen have no first-hand information. No first-hand information.
Now this was getting embarrassing for these police officers who didn't know where to look. However, this humiliation was about to get even worse.
Once again, gentlemen, if you have a reasonable articulate suspicion of me committing a crime or about to commit a crime, you have a right to detain me, ask me for my ID, which I will oblige you with, as I'm required by law. Short of that standard, you are illegally detaining me. I've asked to be free to go, and you're telling me until I give you some information, you know what, guys? I would love to give it to you because I used to be one of them. But because I'm aware of my rights and because of my life experiences with law enforcement, I choose to exercise my rights. Not to be difficult, sir. You guys have much more better things. See, that's just it, because people don't know their rights. And because LEOs, I don't know you three gentlemen personally. I quit a department because I ratted out the crook cops that worked with me, okay? I'm sick of it. The corruption is everywhere. Every single cop in this nation is a liar. All right?
The officers were stunned at this point, and one of them made the mistake of asking a question he shouldn't have. The investigator's sharp response was about to knock some sense into the cops.
I used to be one of them.
And you call it three of us liars.
Yes, sir. If you're going to stand here and tell me you've never falsified, twisted a report just for your benefit, or provided false information, or saw one of your fellow brothers in blue violate someone's rights or do something wrong, by the mere fact of you withholding that information and not going to your supervisor makes you a liar. In your life, you've never ever lied. You've never ever lied in your entire life.
That's something you're talking as a police officer or as a human being?
As a police officer, you've never lied in your life. Sir, you're allowed to lie in investigations. The Supreme Court has ruled you're allowed to lie. So your credibility just went out the window for me. I'm a certified interrogator, buddy. Don't sit here and play this game with me. You just lost your credibility. Now, any respectable person would say, of course I've lied. I've lied in the line of duty. I've lied in my personal life. Yeah. I got more integrity in my finger, buddy, than you've got in your whole body.
Okay, sir, back to my original question
Yes,
when
sir.
I first got here.
Yes, sir.
Okay, are you following somebody?
I don't answer questions, sir.
Okay.
Am I free to go? Thank you.
And just like that, the officers realized their best option was to let him go. The investigator stood his ground, humiliating and leaving the officers fuming. These cops were truly owned and humbled. But the next officer met the same fate.
Am I under arrest?
No, just be extremely careful when you come up on somebody.
Okay. For what? My bad driving?
No.
You're going to
You
send
do
me to
not come
jail
up here
for your
beating
bad
on my
driving.
window,
I
man.
knocked on your window.
Okay.
On August 18th, 2023, Juniper Mulligan was driving with her mother when Deputy Croft of the McCracken County Sheriff's Office cut her off without using a turn signal. Agitated by this, she decided to follow him and knocked on his door, asking him to take care of her. However, the deputy's ego couldn't handle this.
Hey, let me come here. Let me explain something to you. You be extremely... No, don't walk away from me.
Am I under arrest?
No, just be extremely careful when you come up on somebody.
Okay, be extremely careful
Listen,
when you're
I didn't
driving
see
because you cut me off. You
Listen,
did
I
not even use your
see
turn
you.
signal. Use
At
your
the
turn
last
signal.
minute, he called. He needed me over here.
So use your turn
okay,
signal.
I did not
Is that
know
the law?
that. Okay.
Are you supposed
Listen,
to use
do
the turn
not
signal?
come up threatening on me like that.
I'm
That's a
not
good way to go to
Look at
jail,
you.
okay?
For what? My bad driving?
No.
You're going to
You
send
do
me to
not
jail
come up
for
here
your
beating
bad
on my
driving.
window,
I
man.
knocked on your window.
Okay.
That is when Deputy Croft decided to do the unthinkable.
I knocked on your
Be
window
extremely
after
careful.
you
That's
cut
called
across
menacing.
2 lanes
Huh?
without your turn signal.
Oh, I think you're fixing to go to jail. But
Because of your
listen
bad
to
driving.
me. You do not come up in a protest like that, beating on my window.
I
You about
knocked on your
scared me because
window.
I had no clue you were there.
Did you have a clue I was behind you when you cut across 2
I
lanes
did
of
not.
traffic?
No, I
Then
did
you
not.
should drive better.
Okay. I have a dog in my back. It's hard for me to see. I've done apologize to you. Now this will be the
didn't hear
third
that.
time.
Okay.
It's not extremely smart to be acting the way you're acting right now because I will put you in jail. Okay?
No,
I
I
will
don't.
put you in jail. I don't care.
Okay.
Plain and simple.
Uh-huh.
Do you understand me?
Do I understand what?
That I will put you in jail.
For what?
First off, your disorderly conduct,
What
menacing,
disorderly
beating on my
menacing?
window like
You
that.
are
Okay?
armed to the teeth, and I'm menacing. I knocked
You don't
on
walk
your
up on
window.
us like that.
Okay.
Do you have your driver's license on you, ma'am?
This
Simple
is a
question.
traffic stop.
It is now.
Why?
Because you got out on my vehicle and beat on my window. Now, right now, I'm investigating a disorderly conduct. I need to see your driver's license and your proof of insurance.
Deputy Croft accused Juniper of menacing, claiming that she had threatened him. In reality, all she did was lightly knock on his window without any threatening behavior.
Okay, this is not a traffic stop. So I walked
Do
up.
you understand what I'm asking you?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay,
I, just don't
I
think
need you
you're
to
right.
get your driver's license and proof of insurance.
I'm all for helping out your business, but you don't have to cross 2 lanes of traffic.
Need your driver's license.
I'm sorry, please don't take it out of my head.
Let me have your driver's license
No,
so I can
am
cut you a
required
citation.
to present it. Hey, give
Back
my
off
property
before
back.
you go to jail.
Give my property back.
Don't be reaching in your car either. So, I can't do nothing with this dog in the back. Stay right there.
He stole my property.
Stay
he
right
snatched
there.
it
No,
out
he
of my
didn't.
hand.
That's the state's property. Stay
my
right there.
property.
It is shocking how backup was called for such a trivial matter. Law enforcement's inability to handle any form of criticism is baffling and needs to be addressed.
So, pull up. I went in the car lane over there. I guess I cut the over. Never seen her over there. Of course, I can't say a whole lot of that. She comes up here. I'm getting ready to talk. You know, she comes beating on my window. Scares me to death. I had no clue. Jump out. She starts freaking. Boom, 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 boom. So I hit the record. I'm fixing to hook her for this order. Hold that and go ahead and.
What's your name and badge number? What's your name and badge number?
I'll talk to you in a minute, okay?
Just when you think things couldn't get any worse, Deputy Croft goes over to his fellow officers and discusses the various charges that they could be imposing on her.
So the big on the window, we might have menaces now. Yeah, that's a menace. I would 100% say that's a menace. Need to go ahead and turn around, put your hands behind your back, and then arrest.
For what?
Disorderly conduct and menacing.
Menace. This is funny. Okay.
Don't
I'm going to do it. Just,
Okay.
you don't have to hand.
Put your hands behind your back.
You want my keys now? Yes, take my keys.
Like that. Don't be grabbing on stuff. Like that. We'll give it to you, but don't be jerking out until we know. We don't know what you're pulling out of
Okay,
your
well, you're not allowed to go in my pocket.
Okay, then have a seat. You don't want us to go in your... Yeah, actually, we can go in your pocket. You're under arrest, so you're under arrest. Stop it.
No, I'm Caldwell. Oh, that's my daughter.
I'm double locking these cuffs so they don't tie that on you, okay?
If she don't want to give her keys up, then we'll tow that vehicle.
This violation of rights was not stopping anytime soon as Deputy Croft made another huge mistake.
All right, I'm gonna walk you back here, okay?
I would like to give my mother my keys now.
Okay. That question.
I would like to give my mother my keys.
No, so you're not gonna do it. You're handcuffed, okay?
I know.
So,
I want my
so
mother to go in my
listen,
pocket.
listen to me.
No,
You're under
I want
arrest. So
her
this
to
is a
take
search incident to arrest, okay? I'm lawfully able to search you after
Okay.
you've been placed under arrest, okay?
Sure.
Do you have any kind of weapons, guns, knives? I saw you hand a knife to your mom over there.
I'll
Okay, is there
hand it
anything
to
else?
her. She took it out of my
All right.
pocket.
I just want you to know, okay, I'm actively recording right now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to search you well enough to ensure that you don't have anything that's going to harm me, okay? So you do want your mom to have cash, correct?
I want her to have my keys, whatever's in my pockets.
Yes.
I'd like to keep my chopstick though.
Make sure there ain't nothing folded up in there.
Juniper wasn't even allowed to hand over her car keys to her mother as the deputy escorted her back to the cruiser.
Can you go ahead and just grab that out with your left hand?
Sure.
Okay. No, absolutely not. Okay, yeah, no, come here. Get on the car.
I was just handing my
Yep.
property to my mother.
Hey, unless you want to go in cuffs, give me those keys.
Stand over there. Stand over there, or you're going to be arrested for interfering in this investigation. Stand back.
I'm just got her keys.
You're not grabbing anything on this car.
Occupant in the vehicle and he has a Concord Fire Department shirt on.
Stay there. Do not touch those keys.
Excuse me. I'm not a freaking dog.
I'm going to let Croft decide what to do with the vehicle. And that's what I told her. I said, we're going to let them decide what to do with the vehicle until we start giving keys to people. So they're going to stay right there until Croft gives a call. All right.
Despite the deputy's claims of wrongdoing, his behavior toward Juniper was unnecessarily rude and uncalled for. Police officers need to develop thicker skin, let go of minor issues like this, and focus on catching real criminals.
You wish to talk to me about what happened today that led to this? Because it's honestly, I don't know. I rolled up here and the situation was already happening.
Right, will it affect my arrest?
Do what?
Will it affect this? Do I get out?
No.
Cut in front of me across 2 lanes of traffic, no lights, no signals. And I honked at him, and then I came here to tell him he was a bad driver, and this happened.
I believe that's where the problem's gonna lie.
I just went up and knocked on his door. I knocked twice on glass. That's it.
Well, I mean, you realize there's better. Would you agree that we could have went about this in a better way? You know that you can just go to the sheriff's department and say, "Hey, I want to talk with the sheriff. I've got a problem with what happened today on the road." Do you realize that's the way to go about this? Because listen, let me tell you something. I do not enjoy taking away people's freedoms. I did not get in this job to do so.
The supervisor's attempts to talk to her were all in vain, as Juniper was shortly taken to the police station, where she had to spend the entire night in jail.
I wish that on your side as well, I wish that we could have done better today to not do this. Because, I mean, I wish that we would have been able to go, you know what, he would have, I guarantee if you went to the sheriff's department and said, this is what's happening, they would have called him directly and he would have came up there and you guys could all three had a meeting.
All I wanted to do was tell him he was driving badly.
Yeah.
And then he turned it around and got mad at me. All I was going to do was let him know he cut across 2 lanes of traffic. You know, if you're supposed to uphold the law, you should, actually follow the law.
I agree, but at the same time, and that is your right to do, but I tell you, whenever you go there and you beat on his window and you put him in fear of physical injury, it's called
I
menacing.
disagree with that.
Well, I wasn't here for that, okay? And I want to say, what are you doing? What are you doing? But I can't, because that's first of all, that's extremely unprofessional, and there's better ways to do it.
Okay,
so,
that's true.
Juniper was eventually charged with menacing and disorderly conduct, but both charges were dismissed a month later. She now plans to file a civil rights lawsuit against Deputy Croft and the city. We hope that she receives the justice and compensation that she deserves. Well, this brings us to the end of this video. Today we saw cases where police officers faced swift karma thanks to these brave and informed citizens. The first case was particularly satisfying as the investigator gave those tyrants a much-needed law lesson, leaving them all speechless. It was a perfect example of how to handle such overreach. Now, if you agree with me, please support us by liking this video. Also, if you enjoyed this video, don't miss how this 18-year-old killer dug his own grave during a police interrogation.
I will file a complaint on it. Go ahead, do it! Go ahead! Go give me my f***ing lawyer. That's your problem. That's why you don't understand the gravity of why you're sitting in this chair